The air inside the plane was thick with anticipation, and a little fear. Every passenger seemed to be holding their breath, lost in their own thoughts, wondering what awaited them on the other side of the world. I looked out the window, darkness below, Iran somewhere in the night. The world outside was silent, mysterious and vast, with only the faint glow of distant cities hinting at life far beneath us. My heart pounded. Why was I here? Curiosity, I told myself. I needed to see for myself, beyond the headlines. I wanted to understand the stories that never make it to the news, to witness the everyday lives behind the curtain of politics and stereotypes. I clutched my American passport, feeling its weight. It was more than just a document, it was a symbol of where I came from, and a reminder of the invisible barriers that sometimes separate us. The plane descended. Tehran's lights glittered below, a reminder that beneath politics, there are just people living their lives. Each light represented a home, a family, a story waiting to be discovered. The wheels touched down. I was here. The unknown was no longer a distant idea, it was real, and it was right outside the window. At immigration, the officer's face was unreadable. He stamped my passport. "Welcome to Iran," he said. His words were simple, but they carried a weight of history and possibility. No drama, just a stamp and a welcome. The moment felt almost ordinary, yet it marked the beginning of something extraordinary for me. My guide Reza greeted me with a warm smile. "Are you ready for an adventure?" he asked, his eyes shining with excitement and kindness. I was. I wanted my assumptions shattered. I wanted to see the world through new eyes, to challenge everything I thought I knew. As we drove into the city, dawn broke over the Alborz mountains. The first rays of sunlight painted the sky in gold and pink, promising a day full of discovery. It felt like a new beginning, not just for the day but for my understanding of this country. Every moment was a chance to learn, to connect, to grow. I was ready to see the real Iran, the Iran that exists beyond headlines and politics, in the hearts and smiles of its people. Ready to look past the news and meet the people, to listen to their stories, to share laughter, and to find common ground in unexpected places. Ready to let go of fear, to embrace the unknown, and to trust that curiosity would be my best guide. And to let curiosity lead the way, step by step, into a world I was only just beginning to understand. Tehran is a beast, chaotic, beautiful, alive. It's a city that never truly sleeps, where the hum of life is constant and every corner seems to hold a secret. The city sprawls beneath the Alborz mountains, a patchwork of old and new, tradition and rebellion. The city pulses with energy, horns blaring, engines rumbling, millions moving through a concrete jungle. The streets are a river of people, each with their own story, weaving through the chaos with practiced ease. There's a rhythm here, a heartbeat you can almost feel under your feet. Colorful murals splash the walls, stylish youth stride past in the latest trends, and old men linger in tea houses lost in conversation. Tehran is full of surprises, where centuries-old traditions meet the restless energy of a new generation. We started at Golestan Palace, a shimmering relic of Persian royalty, where sunlight painted rainbows on ancient carpets. The palace is a sanctuary of beauty and history, its mirrored halls reflecting stories of kings and poets. History felt alive here, a reminder that Iran's story is ancient. Every tile, every artifact, whispers of dynasties and dreams, of a culture that has endured and evolved. Then, the Grand Bazaar, a labyrinth of scents, sounds, and colors. The air is thick with the aroma of spices, the calls of vendors, and the shuffle of countless feet. Saffron, pistachios, carpets, commerce and culture colliding in a vibrant mess. Here, every transaction is a dance, every stall a story, and the market itself feels like the city's beating heart. Reza handed me sweet sohan. I was lost, but in the best way. The taste was unfamiliar yet comforting, a small gesture of hospitality that made the city feel a little less overwhelming. Later we stood outside the former US Embassy, the den of espionage. The building loomed, heavy with history and tension, a symbol of past conflicts that still echo today. Anti-American murals glared, but the people passing by didn't. Life moved on, indifferent to the anger painted on the walls. An old woman smiled at me, a quiet kindness against loud, angry art. Her warmth was a gentle reminder that people are more than politics. Tehran is contradiction, hostility on the walls, warmth in the streets. It's a city where opposites not only coexist but define the experience. It forces you to hold two truths at once, to see beauty and tension, hope and history, all tangled together. It's not what you expect, it's more. Tehran lingers in your memory, unforgettable, complex, and always alive with possibility. Isfahan is half the world, they say, a phrase that echoes through the centuries, whispered by travelers and poets alike. Standing in Naqsh-e-Jahan Square, surrounded by its grandeur, I believed it with all my heart. Surrounded by blue-tiled mosques, palaces, and bustling bazaars, it felt like stepping into a living painting, one where every brushstroke tells a story. Families picnicked on the grass, children's laughter mingling with the gentle clip-clop of horse-drawn carriages, and fountains sparkled in the golden light, peaceful, perfect, and timeless. Inside the Shah Mosque, the dome soared above, echoing with centuries of prayer and devotion, its intricate patterns drawing your eyes ever upward. The Sheikh Lotfullah Mosque glowed with quiet, feminine beauty, sunlight painting peacock patterns on the walls, creating a sense of serenity and wonder. Isfahan's bridges, Siosepol and Kaju, are more than crossings. They're gathering places where stories are shared and friendships are made. At sunset, voices sang under the arches, echoing the city's soul and filling the air with music and laughter. In the bazaar, artisans stamped tablecloths, crafted silver and painted delicate miniatures, skills passed down for generations, each piece a testament to their heritage. Their pride was palpable. They weren't just making souvenirs but preserving culture, sharing a piece of Isfahan with every visitor. Leaving Isfahan felt like waking from a dream, a blue-tiled, magical dream. The city's beauty lingers in your mind long after you've gone. Its spirit stays with you, quietly inspiring you to see the world with new eyes. Here, history and art are alive, woven into daily life, inviting you to pause and marvel. And you feel small but connected, in the best way, part of something greater, something eternal. Isfahan is not just a place, it's an experience that awakens your senses and stirs your soul. It's half the world, and maybe more. A city that captures your imagination and never lets go. And I'll never forget it, for Isfahan has become a part of me. Shiraz is softer, more romantic, a city of poets, flowers, and memory. The tombs of Hafez and Saadi are alive with visitors, not mourners. People read poetry, seek answers, and connect with their cultural soul. At Hafez's tomb I opened a book for divination. The verse spoke of travel and open hearts. It felt like a sign. Shiraz's gardens are oases. Aram Garden with its cypress trees and roses is a lesson in leisure and beauty. We sat by a stream, drank tea, and let time slow down. Life here is about appreciating the moment. The Pink Mosque, Nasir al-Mulk, was a kaleidoscope at sunrise. Stained glass painted the floor in rainbows. Everyone stood in silent awe. In that light we were just people, no borders, no politics. Shiraz teaches you to slow down, to listen, to feel. Poetry and gardens are not just history, they're a way of life. And in their beauty, you find connection, you find peace, and you find yourself. Persepolis, sacred ground where history is carved in stone. Rising from the plain, its columns reach for the sky. Once the heart of an empire, now a magnificent ruin. Climbing the grand staircase, I passed through the Gate of All Nations, flanked by ancient guardians. The reliefs tell stories, delegations from across the world, gifts in hand, each detail preserved. Here you walk in the footsteps of kings and conquerors. The scale is humbling, the artistry, astonishing. Empires rise and fall, but the stones endure. Alexander tried to erase this place but failed. The ruins whisper of power, ambition, and loss. Standing at sunset, I felt connected, not just to Iran's past, but to all of humanity's. Persepolis is a lesson in humility and in the endurance of stories. To know a culture, taste its food, and Iran's cuisine is a revelation. Kebabs are just the beginning, the real magic is in the details. Saffron rice with crispy tahdig, sweet-sour Fesenjan stew, herb-packed gourmet sabzi, each dish tells a story. Food is everywhere, in bustling markets, on street corners, and family homes. We drank fresh pomegranate juice, ate hot bread from clay ovens, and savored saffron ice cream. Tea is the nation's heartbeat, shared in small glasses, always with conversation. The best meals were shared. A family in a Yazd village laid out a sofre, inviting us to join. They gave us everything, expecting nothing. The food was delicious, but the warmth was unforgettable. In Iran, food is hospitality, history, and love. Served generously, always together. It's a universal language. And it's one I'll always remember. Here, every meal is an invitation, and every bite, a story. I arrived expecting suspicion, maybe even hostility. Instead, I found overwhelming warmth. "Welcome to Iran" was the phrase I heard most, genuine, heartfelt. People were curious, eager to share their country, to hear my story. In Shiraz, a family invited me to their picnic. We shared tea, fruit, and smiles, no common language needed. Shopkeepers offered tea with no strings attached. Taxi drivers refused my money, insisting I was a guest. Students wanted to practice English, to talk about movies and music. My assumptions shattered, replaced by small acts of kindness. The people are not their government. The headlines tell one story, the streets tell another. I made friends, real friends. The greatest treasure I brought home was connection. Kindness is universal, and in Iran, it's everywhere. Telling people you're going to Iran gets you strange looks. Is it safe? They ask. My answer? I felt safer in Tehran at night than in some American cities. Guided tours are required for Americans, but the real safety comes from the people. The "Death to America" chants and murals are real, but ordinary Iranians made it clear. We love American people. It's the governments that have the problem. The headscarf law is real, but in big cities women wear them loosely, expressing individuality in subtle ways. Iran isn't a monolith. It's a country of 88 million, mostly young, connected, and full of dreams. They're modern, educated, and navigating contradictions every day. The biggest myth? That Iran is closed and hostile. The reality is complex, vibrant, and deeply human. Stereotypes don't fit here. The truth is in the nuance, and the people are the key. Iran defies easy narratives. It's more than you imagine. My journey is over, but Iran hasn't left me. I went looking for the country from the headlines. I found poets, artists, and dreamers. I expected suspicion. I found kindness. I arrived with fear. I left with hope. Iran is not simple. It's challenging, complicated, and endlessly fascinating. It makes you question your assumptions. It's not a casual destination. It's a journey into one of the world's oldest civilizations. The people are Iran's greatest treasure. Their hospitality is unforgettable. The Persian concept of taraf, a dance of politeness and generosity, captures their spirit. If you're curious, look beyond the headlines. Seek out the stories that don't make the news. The world is big, complicated, and beautiful. People everywhere want the same things: peace, family, kindness. My adventure in Iran is just one story. The journey continues, always.